I always dreamt of being able to find who I truly was. It was the only way that I was able to survive.
That pain is not forever. You will find who you've always been.
I really didn't even have like a concept that like being trans was a thing. My name is Noah Bergen. I am a 19-year-old trans woman. In middle school, I think maybe 8th or 7th grade, I met this guy named Austin. He was the first ever trans guy like I ever met in my life. I remember meeting him and just almost being like infatuated, but I feel like it just like clicked.
I tried on a skirt for the first time. That made me realize I was like, oh, I'm trans.
I'm Star, I'm 22, and I am a trans woman.
Growing up in a black household, it's a lot of you were born this way, so you should be that way. My dad's around like 70, my mom's like 55. They're older generation. For a while after I came out, I was still having hope that they'd come around. They never did. I had never really experienced that type of hatefulness. It's a lot more different when it's your own parents.
It took forever for me to like find the strength to come out to my dad just because he was so disappointed in my manhood. He was like, I feel like my son is dying.
It's not how it feels to me. I'm still me, regardless. I think it was a year ago. I went on hormones for a little bit. I did feel happier within myself. If I could, I'd go back to that time.
I got started in gender therapy. That was the only way I was able to come out to my family just because I was so terrified. Something that I really think about a lot is if I never had access, if I never had this chance to transition, I would never be able to be here to tell my story. And I always dreamt of something or I felt this way, and being able to like find who I truly was as a trans woman was truly like the only way that I was able to survive. And I feel like something that empowers me is just doing drag. Being able to be feminine and masculine and empowered, I think is something that is unmatchable. It all started when I was a kid. I used to do like SFX makeup. It'd be like the only way I could wear makeup without my dad being upset. I remember seeing this show called RuPaul's Drag Race. It was like the first time I've ever seen like queer people and like this glamour, and like I instantly just like was obsessed with it. It's almost like instantaneous the way that the community just accepts you. I think that's so important for trans people specifically.
There's this certain level of femininity that you have to have that I feel is coming from anyone who's not trans. As soon as a trans woman dresses masculine, that just shoves all the transness out the window. That's not the case at all.
I feel like I constantly have this struggle of whether or not like I feel a certain way because of like cis people. Like that reflects how I decide on like whether or not I want surgery sometimes. Like I feel so much more pressured to make someone else feel more comfortable with their body. What you go through as a trans person, you do not need to fit into like this perfect, skinny, feminine, perfect version of what you think a woman is, because it doesn't, at the end of the day, make you feel any better or make you feel any more beautiful.
So sometimes in the morning, most of us, if we don't do XYZ, we don't feel trans enough. For me, it's more so makeup wise. Self expression is a big thing for me. So it's like when I can't express myself, it feels really dysphoric. It's mainly that support that I'm looking for.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you ever had your makeup done before?
A few times.
Okay. We have this. We have bronzers. We have red lipstick.
I will let you do whatever you wish.
Would you ever do drag?
I would love to someday.
I love how loose and how creative and how artistic it can be. Like it really just has no rules.
And there's no limit.
I think it's so empowering. Being able to like almost put like a mask on or even feel more beautiful. I can give you a little mirror and you can tell me if you want me to fix anything.
Okay.
Oh no, this is really good.
You're very sweet.
I hope you can like keep doing this in the future because you're really good at
You're so
makeup.
sweet. If you could say anything to like your past self, what would you want to say to them?
I would tell her that life is not easy. The whole world gets turned upside down, but it will be okay.
I'd definitely say to be kinder to myself. I was so frustrated and upset because at that time I feel like I truly had like no support system. Nothing that someone could say about like how you look or who you are takes away from everything that you've worked for to be as the person you are now and have always been.